Hey guys, in this video I'll be talking about current Roblox games as a whole and my opinion on it. So, if you don't know, Roblox is right now has changed, and right now I would say it's not the same platform as it used to be. We now have a lot of these new games like Steal a Brain Rot, Ink Game, which it's a good game. 99 Nights in the Forest. These new games. And finally, the most popular one, Grow Garden. So, with all these new games, what's really happening? Well, first of all, there's a lot of new trends. Like with these two games in particular, these being the most popular games on the platform, a lot of games are now just very similar to these. Grow Garden and Steal a Brain Rot. They have like a lot of, well, not these games, but if you just search up Grow a Garden, you know, you get a lot of these things, which is to be expected. And then Steal, we have a lot of these types of games. And these games are popular. Like, look at these. It's like 10, 11. Like, a lot of people playing these games. And, well, that's kind of interesting. With now all these new influx of players, we get a lot of games that are similar to these. You would think that your perhaps other games would become popular that are outside of this genre, which may be true, but really the effect of these two games is that a lot of the platform is now being focused on brain rot, stealing brain rots and growing games. It's I don't know how I feel about that. It's okay for it's good for the platform, but it might just not be good for me. And then you see these games like Blocks Fruits. Like this game used to average like million, a million players, and now all the players here went to Grow a Garden or Steel Brain Rot, which makes sense. So really, what has really changed? Like right now, there's still games, these old games like before, but now the platform is infested with these these games. And the main issue about these games that I have is that there's a lot of gambling. After playing at these like Girl Garden or Seal Brain for a while, your head kind of gets filled with like a lot of gambling. Recently, I've been playing All Star Tower Defense X, but this game itself, I would say it's also pretty heavily centered around gambling, especially with like trait rerolls, getting the best units. Um, and if we really go and check out old games like Jailbreak, games like these, they aren't doing as well as they used to. There could be many reasons, like perhaps the game is not getting updates, the updates are not as fun. I think it's primarily because people just don't enjoy Jailbreak anymore. The audience for Jailbreak has gone, but that might not be true. So there's also other reasons, perhaps, why Jailbreak is not doing as well as it used to. I really think is that the popular games like Grow Garden and Steel Brain Rot, they kind of just offer more, especially because of how addictive gambling is. Um, Comparing to these types of games, well, gambling is just so much easier to do than actually moving around with the character. And like, if you didn't know, gambling itself is it's very hard to get out of, and it's pretty powerful at a lot of levels because it's tough. Gambling is pretty strong, and other reasons the game might just be easier to play. Yeah, game's just easier to play, and that's why people play it. Like 99 Nights in the Forest, you just spawn in and you just run around. Which it is what it is. There's also other horror types of games like Forsaken, which I think I like. I like this game, and I mean murder mystery and all these Squid Game. Squid Game is the popularity of Squid Game X is probably because of Squid Game season 3. There's also Dandy's World. I mean, these games are all fine. And then you have these games like My Singing Brain Rot, which I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about these games. These games are e. And the biggest issue I have is that, well, this might just be for me, but a lot of the old games like Egg, or, oh my god, look at this. Like a lot of these games that I used to like, uh, that are, I would say, quite creative. They aren't doing as well. Well, I don't know, but the main biggest thing is that these games are becoming there's less and less of these types of games, which is because these games aren't popular, like Robot 64. Like, why would anybody play Robot 64 when you could just gamble in Royal Garden, you know? And even Block Tales. Games like these. Like, I think this game deserves, you know, maybe at least a 20K players for the amount of effort placed into it. It's still doing really well. It's not to say that the game's doing bad, but these types of games that were really unique just don't really exist anymore. I mean, personally, I mean, these games are still being made, which is fine. This is just what my feelings towards the platform. Towards, yeah, this game. This game, I love this game. And then these games were doing just as well as they always used to be doing. But all I'm saying is that there's a lot of brain rot games that there's a lot of brain rot games. And this game, fantastic. I mean, these games are doing just as well as they always used to do. Which I guess that's a good thing. All I'm saying is that there's now just a lot of brain rot games. It mainly Steal a Brain Rot and Rock Garden. And even games like old games like what was it, Skibbity Tower Defense. This game used to be very popular, but now it's not as popular. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I haven't checked out the game. I don't think I'm going to check out the game But these games, like, they're not as popular as they used to be, and I don't know. Um, Maybe it's just updates. It's just something to say. And interestingly, the biggest issue that I have with as a result of these types of games, which it's not because of these games, it's just the trend with Roblox, are tower defense games like tower defense. If I search up tower defense, I seen this video from Encrypt. Yep, these types of games. Oh, the so I'm not trying to point any games out, but from the games I played, tower defense, ASTDX, tower defense simulator, I think TDX, anime ventures, garden tower defense. Oh my, Skibidi toilet, whatever. A lot of these games are very similar, and that's uh, it's not. It's just about tower defense games in general. Like these games are very similar. I mean, also tower defense. It's not that you can't really enjoy these games. These games are, I guess, quite enjoyable at times. It's just that these games are very. Uh, there's something in common with these games. Like it's hard to say, but at least all of these games, a lot of it is focused about getting an overpowered tower. Like in All Star Tower Defense X, it's about getting those secrets in Tower Defense Simulator. I haven't played it in a long time, but I'm pretty sure they have like a hacker tower or something. This game, this is the biggest culprit of them all, the most disgusting one of them all. This game is just about getting the most strongest towers, and is it? I don't know if that's really an issue for the platform, but for me, it's like, do I really want to be playing these games? Maybe. Sometimes, maybe. Sometimes not. These games are they bad? It's hard to say. It's just what's happening, and they all. I mean, especially in this game, a lot of these games they have fat gambling, like a lot of gambling, and considering that the platform for Roblox is mainly for a lot of younger kids, I don't know if that's good. You know, having kids grow up while playing these games, well, with a lot of gambling. It's hard to say. I mean, games in general, I don't know if they're good for you, but these games in particular, it's like, I'm like, what effect does that have on us? You know, I'm not saying that these are wrong, but it's just what it is. It is what it is. We have a lot of these games, and they're very popular. They're very popular, these games. Oh, yeah. And it's not just, it doesn't really have that much of an effect on other games like Flavor Frenzy, Undertale, Tower Defense. These games I played, like they're all doing as well as they used to be. I mean, Tower Battles. It's just that there's a lot of these games, and a lot of the Roblox platform has grown a lot. Like if you really look at it, like these games are racking in like 2.6 million or not dollars players and millions of players. Like these, that's a lot of people. If you think about it, like 10 people is a lot of people. A million people, that's like, well, a million people. uh, yeah, There's a lot of people playing these games. Yeah. Girl, Garden. Um, I mean, it's not to say that Roblox is lame. It's like a lot. It's just like the trend, and even like maybe it's because of AI. I don't know. Even like YouTube as of right now, it's like a lot of it is shorts, YouTube shorts, and it's not. It's just how it is. It is how it is. Like, do you, if I were to ask you, are YouTube Shorts a thing, or are they good? Most people would probably say no, maybe yes, but they're highly addictive, and a lot of people watch it. The scrolling, that's a big problem in today's world. Uh, but yeah, it's what really gets YouTube more traction. It gets more people on the platform. And these types of games are what really get people on the platform. And that's really why they're here. Because people, most people, but it seems, or I think most people will probably be fine spending their time on Roblox just gambling. And that is the world that we're living in, you know, Grove Garden. These games aren't, you can't really call them bad. It's just the most popular games. That's the trend. And that's why, yeah, I'm not gonna end on this something special. It is what it is.